big black dog, a little too much gray around the muzzle, a big black dog. Why she ended up at the pound is a puzzle, a big black dog. Did she run away because somebody didn't treat her right? Did they leave her out in the cold after a lonely night? A big black dog, a big black dog. I found her one day there at the metro, a big black dog, waiting in a cage in line for the death row, a big black dog. Did somebody put her out on the road because they just didn't care? Did they think an old dog was too much trouble for them to bear? A big black dog, a big black dog. She may be a little rough around the edges, a big black dog, but when you throw a ball, she'll always fetch it, a big black dog. With a brand new leash and a brand new collar, it's a brand new game. You love to see the way she runs when I holler out her name, a big black dog.
Did you shush? we don't have to shush. No, well, history tells us that St. Francis of Assisi blessed many animals. This 12th century friar, the patron saint of animals, ancient Dr. Dolittle, was known to have preached to the birds, free animals from cages, commune with wolves. Way back then, St. Francis of Assisi understood our interconnection with the animals. He referred to them as his sisters and brothers. And so today we continue in that tradition with our own blessing of the animals. Traditionally, on October 4th, the feast day for St. Francis of Assisi, we here are a little looser about it. We do it on the closest Sunday that we get to celebrate our animals. And so if you have brought an animal with you, possibly spirited away in a pocket, that would be great. But if you have your animal with you in your heart, that also works, and we get to bless all of them later in this service. Good morning, though, and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of the South Fork. Whoever you are, whoever you love, wherever you are on your life's journey, whatever your name for the sacred, you are welcome to bring your full self here. I am the Reverend Kimberly Quinn Johnson. Our musician this morning is Carolyn Doctorow. Our tech hosts are Carl Wittenberg on Zoom and Monica Cesada with the camera. If you are joining us online, you have access to closed captioning. Here in the meeting house, we have hearing-assisted devices, if that is helpful for you. This is a good time, wherever we are, to silence our devices as we settle in to this hour, free from distractions. I have a couple of announcements that I want to pull out for you. Later today is the first of what we hope will be many Climate Circle conversations. Today here at the Meeting House at noon, as our doors are blowing, this is an opportunity for us to share and reflect our grief and hope for the environment. Also, the early 20th century anarchist and women's rights activist Emma Goldman is quoted as saying, "If I can't dance, I don't want to be part of your revolution." We here on the East End in our very own meeting house get to be a part of the revolution with Emma's Revolution on November 2nd. This group of folk singers in the tradition of Pete Seeger will be here as part of their We Are the Power tour. We hope that you will join us. We hope that you will help us to sell tickets. Sue right now has physical tickets in hand. You can also direct folks to our website where they will be able to buy a ticket online. This is our foray, a foray into fundraising for our congregation and also building some community amongst ourselves, amongst our larger community, and goodness gracious, having a little bit of fun as we enjoy Emma's Revolution. We hope that you will come and bring lots of friends. Do we have any visitors who would like to introduce yourselves this morning? Holly, visiting from Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Welcome. We are glad that you are here. If you are joining us, we hope that you have signed our guest book. It's a way for us to share information with you. If you're joining us online, we hope that you will sign our virtual guest book. It's a way for us to learn more about what interests you. In this moment, I'm going to invite each of us to take a moment to greet someone who you haven't yet greeted this morning. We light our chalice this morning. Maybe someone will help us light our chalice this morning with these words from Florence Caplow. We light this chalice in honor of the animal realm, furred and hoofed, two-legged and four-legged, many-legged, fanged and clawed, gentle and fierce, wild and tame. May we remember that all animals are our relatives, worthy of our care and respect. The first song that we will sing together this morning in your gray hymnal is number 361, Enter, Rejoice, and Come In. Let's rise and do this with some verve.
Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your ears to the song. Open your ears to the song. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your heart, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Today will be a joyful
as we prepare to bless our animals here and in our brains, I want to share with you this reading from the Reverend Julian Jamaica Soto. When your best friend has 4 or so legs. What it means to have a pet is to love someone who speaks a language you do not. A dog will bow and prance. A cat will purr and blink. A guinea pig will giggle and squeak. A long time ago, a friend of mine had dogs with soft ears and considered herself the pup's guardian, a gentle way to think of protecting and caring for a friend. Such a small gesture of respect for a source of boundless love. The dog's long pink tongue lolling in a goofy grin. The cat convinced that kneading and grooming are crucial to this day. A bird asking for a treat, bending a wing to wave. These are friends. They are loves. It's kind of a surprise that you should love someone so much who would eat the butter on the table if they could get away with it. And get endless hair on the sofa when they aren't even supposed to be on the furniture. When they are called companion animals, is such a tender truth. The endless cuddles and tricks and loyalty. The comfort of fingers to fur and big adoring eyes. These are friends. They are loves. They stretch our hearts and fill them with their abundance and kindness. When they are gone, our hearts remain larger through their absence, the expanse of grief. Their love champions and companions us still. This invitation to bless our animals, we can do this in a couple of ways. If you have an animal here that you would like to have blessed, you can come forward to the microphone, or I can come to you. If you would like to bless an animal who is not here, the invitation is to come to the microphone and share about your animal. You want to come? Luca, you are the only one, I think, who has animals in the room. Is your preference to come forward or to have me come to you? I will come to you. Let's start there.
Either or. There you go.
Groovy, thank you. Okay. Here we go. Voila. Oh, we have many.
I have Sita Tibbet, this is Sita Tibbet, and Sherpa Gemma, and Augie the boy doggy. What?
With the microphone. Can you say the names again with the
Okay.
microphone?
This is Sita Tibbet, the white dog. Augie the boy doggy is the brown dog, and Sherpa Gemma is over with Carol.
So, Sita Tippett, can I touch?
Yes, oh yes.
All right.
Yes, you can touch them.
May you be blessed and well. Thank you for your service and companionship. Augie the boy dog, may you be blessed and well. Thank you for your service and companionship. And one more time, the name?
Sherpa Gemma.
Sherpa Gemma, who's feisty. May you be blessed and loved. Thank you for your service and companionship. Thank you. So we have other folks who want to share about an animal. For that, I'm going to invite you to walk to the microphone. And I'm going to give you this back. Do you want to go? All right, let's try the microphone. No. You stay. We're going to practice.
I'm sorry, guys. My right side's not feeling great, so bear with me. Well, when I left the house today, I have 7 cats at home, and we actually got a recently new one, Angel, and he's a feisty one. Oh, he's a feisty one. And we have Henry, who is a Scottish breed cat, very rare. And my aunt did a lot of money on him. Well, spent, I should say. But he's 5, and Angel is about almost 1. He'll be 1 in November. And then we have Jack and Willie, they're brothers. And they're my boys, and they are 4, and their birthday is the day of my birthday, July. And then we have Daisy, who is my very beautiful, beautiful girl. She is 14, but she is still kicking, thank God. And then we have Delilah, and she is 14, I want to say. She has a little bit of a eating disorder, because when she was a kitten, she got attacked by a raccoon. So when she gorges, she throws up because she eats too much. And then we have what's the other one? A bear. We have Bear, and she is 6, and she's the most cutest thing ever. But before I left my room, I fed my boys and wet food, and I gave them tons of kisses, hugs, and snuggles. And I said, "Behave, boys. I'll be back. Mommy loves you." And it was just a really, really, really wonderful, great feeling. And I made a little cushion spot for them by a little window that I have, so they can see outside. And it was my grandfather's blanket, and it was a favorite blanket that the boys like to lay on. So I said, "Oh hell, why not? Who cares? They can have it." And so they're the most, very, very most precious thing to me, and they sleep with me. I mean, it's just everything, and they are my world. So thank you for letting me share.
For Jasmine's 7 cats, and also Cockatoo. May they all be blessed. May they know love. May they be well and safe and healthy.
I'm Jerry, and we have a tabby cat named Tabitha, but more importantly, we have 2 black dogs. So congratulations on your choice of songs today, Caroline. One dog is Ebony, that's the mother, and the young dog is Lily de la Noche, and Caroline has one of our other puppies. So she really knows black dogs well. So. And as a matter of fact, Lily de la Noche wanted to get in the car with us today, coming here. I think she had an idea that today was the blessing of the dog. So that's our pet story.
For your 2 dogs and cat, may they be blessed. May they feel this blessing through the miles. May they continue to feel their connections to their siblings outside of their household.
Myrna. I was, ever since I was a toddler, I was the kid who brought home every street in the neighborhood and found a home for it. Later, we had a calico cat that populated the neighborhood. We did the same thing. I had a brother I was very close to who later died of cancer. My aunt raised Cocker Spaniels, and she gave my brother a beautiful blonde Cocker Spaniel named Honey. Honey ran out into the street and was hit by a car. I cried with my brother about this sweet little dog. The man who hit the dog happened to work for the local radio station, and he went out and adopted a dog from the shelter and brought it back to my brother. He named it after the radio station, WHEA in Atlanta, and we called the dog Wagging, and he stayed with us. But I've had lots and lots of cats ever since. But right now, I'm sad to be catless, but I'm getting along okay.
Many blessings for your poor Cocker Spaniel and for those who know enough to help share this love by rescuing new animals from shelters, and also blessings for those animals, though there are less and less of them, who populate the neighborhood.
I have maple sugar. You mentioned dogs with their tongues hanging out, so I had to choose a picture. She had to have a tooth pulled out on Tuesday, but she's recovering very well, and sometimes she's very naughty, but most of the time she's very good, and I love her.
Yay. Blessings to Maple and continued healing on her tooth.
Cammy.
Blessings for Cammy the cat.
Yes? What? The cat's name. Oh, Cammy.
Blessings to Cammy the cat. We have more. I'm going to make my way to this side of the room. And we have pictures.
This is our big black dog. Cleo. This was taken 2 days ago on the dune in Barcelona Neck. I could get emotional how much she means to me. I wasn't allowed dogs when we were a kid. We grew up the project, so we could have, my parents let us have snakes and gerbils and everything else, but no dogs or cats. We had a cat in Cairo, Mumkin, but this is my first dog, and Layla found her. Layla and Stewart surprised me. I was in Saudi Arabia and on the Zoom call. They said, we have a new family member. I thought they were nuts, and I immediately fell in love. She's just been such a joy. She's a Labradoodle, a really good dog. Loves to hike, loves to swim, and she's getting old. She's finally getting old at 11, and watching her having trouble getting into the car is so poignant. But she's had such a good life, such a good life. And if you look at my Facebook page, she's my muse. There's the Black Dog series of photographs of Cleo in front of every sunset and mountain and wave. And someday I'll make a gallery of the Black Dog series.
Blessings to Cleo, who has brought so much love and joy to her family. May she have ease in this last phase of her life.
Well, we have had, my wife and I have had 3 cats at various times. None of them was with us anymore, but we enjoyed them while they were here. One of them was a big marmalade cat who walked in on us back in the 1970s. In a rush of creativity, we named him Marmalade. And then when my daughter was in high school, Marmalade finally was gone, and she wanted some replacements. So we ended up with 2 cats, and she named them Ashes and Sassafras, and we never liked the name Ashes, but it was because Ashes, there were 2 little kittens, and Ashes ran into the fireplace when they came in the house. Anyway, now my daughter and family have a wonderful Australian Shepherd named Sierra. But anyway, I recently read an article in a British science news magazine saying that scientists are hopeful to be able to use artificial intelligence soon to actually translate what the animals are saying. And that would be very interesting. So it occurred to me to wonder, well, what do you think they'd be saying? And so it turns out in this hypothetical situation that they found out that the animals were really a lot more philosophical than we gave them credit for. So the elephants were subjected to they recorded their sounds and applied artificial intelligence, and so they're all saying, well, what are the elephants saying? What are the elephants saying? And the elephants were saying, the universe emerged from God's trunk. So then they said, well, whales are pretty intelligent. We got to do with whales. So they recorded all the whales' sounds, and they said, what are the whales saying? What are the whales saying? And they're saying the universe emerged from God's blowhole. And then they said, well, yeah, obviously elephants and whales are pretty intelligent animals. That's no big surprise. But what about other animals? So they were talking about dogs, wolves, cats, pigs, etc. One guy had this pet skunk, so he brought his pet skunk in, and he said, well, what is the skunk saying? And he said, you won't believe this. Skunk is saying, I stink, therefore I am.
Well, posthumous blessings to Marmalade and Ashes and Sassafras, sparkers of creativity. Who knows what new creative things science will continue to bless us with? We will have to rewrite that Paul Simon song about the animals.
There you go. So our dog Cleo, the big black dog, 11, has a little sister, which does not always please her, but the little sister is Watson, named after Joan Watson from the television show Elementary by my daughter. And Watson is a frisky sheepadoodle. And with Cleo being 11 and Watson being a frisky 5, there's lots of interactions, some of it okay and some of it not so welcome, but they add up to a very interesting, fun, lively household. So, to our wonderful dog Watson and our wonderful dog Cleo.
Watson's here temporarily with Layla and loves Cleo and loves Stuart and always sleeps with him, I should know. On the other side from me.
Blessings to Watson and younger canine and animal siblings in all of our households who bring spark and spice, maybe spice.
So Pam and I have our two beagle mixed mutts that are brother and sister, and they work very much as a pack. And this morning we couldn't bring them today, but we did walk them through our local 50-acre nursery where they're allowed, and they go and hunt rabbits. And they haven't caught one yet, but they're trying. And the one that's most like a beagle this morning took this big, long dust bath, kind of like you'd see a horse do. It rolled and rolled and rolled in the loose dirt of the nursery, just had a grand old time and kind of turned from orange and white to kind of a uniform, like yellow-brown color. So they're pretty funny dogs. They're quite natural in the way they work together.
Blessings to the Wittenberg Beagles, who have learned that in their play, they don't actually have to hunt and kill other animals.
My name is Jim, and Tom and I had a German Shepherd who unfortunately died 4 months before Tom in 1990. Anyway, we adopted her from Baidawi, and her given name there was Mary, and we thought that was just a little bit too gay. So we changed it, and we called her Mimi, after the beloved character Mimi in La Bohème, one of my favorite operas. And I had this beautiful recording of La Bohème with Pavarotti singing the tenor role. And we played it every now and then, and she had this place on the couch where she sat while we were listening to music. And at the very end, for those of you who don't know La Bohème, Mimi dies. And then suddenly Rudolfo discovers that she's dead, and he rushes to the couch. I'm sorry, I always get emotional when I see this opera. And Pavarotti rushes to the couch, and he yells, "Mimi, Mimi!" And every time that happened, her ears went up, and her head went like this, because she couldn't figure out who was calling her.
Many, many blessings to Mimi. May she be resting in peace with Tom. Do we have any? No. I don't know if I have a prayerful way to end our animal blessing. I will give you that. Thank you. I will offer this final prayer and blessing for all of the animals who have touched our lives and touched our hearts, who live with us now, even after they have passed, who companion us today. We love them. They are our friends and our loves. They stretch our hearts, and we are grateful for the ways that our hearts remain stretched. Thank you. Will you join with me in singing Spirit of Life? It's in your gray hymnal, number 123, and many of you know this. And I think we'll sing this a cappella, yes? Thank you so much for leading that off. It would have been terrible if I had set the tone. I hope that has helped to set you into a space of reflection and meditation. Science, which I love, tells us that humans actually have way more than 5 senses. We have proprioception, which is how we know where our body parts are in space. Equilibrioception, which is how we keep our balance and how I can stand on one foot, though you can't actually see that. Can you? Thermoception, how we know the temperature of the space that we are in relation to our body. Chronoception, our sense of time. And animals, non-human animals, have a whole host of senses that we don't even get to share. Because of the way that we study animals, most of the ones that we notice are about navigation. We know that bats and dolphins use echolocation. We know that birds and turtles and bees use magnetoception. how they sense their relation to the Earth's magnetic pull. Snakes use infrared detection to sense heat. For now, we are going to focus on our very own five senses that we are used to paying attention to. And so I invite you to relax in your body if that feels possible for you. Take a deep breath. Notice how you are breathing. Notice yourself in this space. Maybe with your proprioception or your equilibrioception. First, focus on 5 things that you can see. Remember to breathe. Really notice 5 things that you can see. Next, listen for 4 things that you can hear. Four things that you can hear. Remembering to breathe. 3 things that you can touch. Breathing a little more deeply. 2 things that you can smell. And always the most challenging. 1 thing that you can taste. Now take 1 more easy breath. Noticing all of your senses working together. Placing you in this space right now. Each week here at the Meeting House, we take a collection. This week, our collection will be a little special. Actually, I'm ahead of myself. Before that, the invitation is to share your deep joys, concerns, and sorrows for the world. If you have a joy or concern to share, please come to the microphone. If you have a joy or concern to share and can't make it to the microphone, let me know and I will bring you the microphone. If you're joining us online, you can unmute yourself by... If you're joining us online, please do unmute yourself, and if you're joining us on the phone, you can unmute yourself by pressing *6. We offer up all of our prayers for very real and immediate ways that we are in pain and suffering, and for the ways that we care for each other, for a fragile peace, however it comes, for the health of those we care about. We offer our praise for health and healing for those we know and those we don't. May we be held by the love and care generated in our hearts and in community. And may we in turn share that with others. This now is the time to share about our collection. Every month or so, we share our collection with a group or an organization that is experiencing immediate need or whose work in the world we support. This week, as we bless the animals in our lives and consider our relationship to animals of the world, we are sharing our plate with the World Wildlife Fund. On these weeks that we share our collection, we don't do a collection for the Helping Hand Fund. We have one single collection. Half will go to this congregation. Half will be sent to the World Wildlife Fund to tell us a little bit about why she supports the World Wildlife Fund is Luca Bistrian. For this, shall I bring you the microphone? Sure. I have to grab it.
Oh, here.
Okay.
I've been a supporter of the World Wildlife Fund for many, many years. I thought of it, I suggested it and thought of it for this congregation because it covers such a broad swath of nature and wildlife on the planet. It's not any one person's favorite animal. I could suggest whales, I could suggest horses. It doesn't matter. They have agency in over 100 countries. And there's a lot of information you can get online from them. There's a lot of information you can get online. It's more interesting to read about them than for me to talk because I'm not an active member in terms of actually doing anything except proselytizing. So thank you for sharing with them, sharing in their name.
And so in addition to the basket that will circulate momentarily, there is a QR code in your order of service. And a link in the chat for those joining us online. However much you give, it will be gratefully received.
In In the town of Flanders on a highway road, out on Route 24, there sits a famous sight to be told. I'm telling you now, if you've never been told. Built by a farmer before 35 to sell poetry to the passerby in a stroke of love. He built a big duck. I'm telling you now, 'cause you ought to be told about the big duck sitting on the county road. Graceland is just an empty house without Elvis. Plymouth Rock is really very small. Death Valley is hot and Yellowstone's cold. Hoover Dam, you've seen it all. Telling you now, 'cause you ought to be told about the big duck sitting on the county road. The big duck is made of ferrous cement with shiny car part eyes. And when the duck became a big duck store, you watched those feathers fly. 30 feet long and 20 feet high, a duck so big that you can walk inside. Ain't no hurricane gonna blow it away. I'm telling you now, 'cause you ought to be told about the big duck sitting on the county road. Now it's a kind of duck museum, bet on the cover of magazines and roadside books. It's bona fide if you travel the world both far and wide. You've been as far as Galilee. The big duck's still the biggest duck you'll ever see. Don't think that farmer knew how much it means to me and you. Telling you now, 'cause you ought to be told about the big duck sitting on the county road. Telling you now, 'cause you ought to be told about the big duck sitting on the county road. That's the big duck in Flanders, Long Island, New York, in the USA. The big duck is the people's duck. The big duck ramble. Thank you.
One of the most delightful things that I discovered when I moved out here is that big duck on the county road. So I heard an amazing story this week that the green sea turtle, endangered since the 1980s, are you nodding because you heard this as well? Has been, as the scientists are saying, brought back from the brink of extinction. They are calling it a stunning win. The green sea turtle is one of 7 living species of sea turtles. They are one of the largest species. Historically, green sea turtles have been hunted for meat for soup, their eggs a delicacy, their shells for decoration, and over the past 40 or 50 years, there has been a concerted and global effort to rescue, to save the life of this creature by protecting beaches where they lay eggs. Literally hundreds of thousands of people patrolling beaches where they lay their eggs. By educating people about why not to eat their meat or their eggs or their shells for decoration. And while the majestic sea turtle gets lots of attention from the world, the work that people have done to protect this creature has expanded out beyond protecting other sea creatures like seahorses. The existence of the turtle itself adds so much to the environment. It protects coral. It serves animals, other fish who rely on the sea turtle for protection. They themselves are a mobile habitat for barnacles and algae. Sea turtles are a reminder of the interdependence of life within the sea and really of all life. And while the green sea turtle is a win, it is also true that the global list of endangered species still includes over 150,000 species, almost 50,000 of which are threatened with extinction. It is also true that the our own U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service in 2023 delisted, removed 21 species from the Endangered Species Act, not because they had been brought back from the brink of extinction, but because they had become extinct. And that funding for this agency is in question since January, possibly because their work on biodiversity is now seen as out of vogue with our government. There are so many places in the world, in the country, in our very own community, where we can place our energies and where we can feel and put our faith and values into action. There are all kinds of diversity that it is important for us to protect. When we gather to bless the animals, we aren't only celebrating the joy and the comfort and the delight that they bring us, though the joy and comfort and delight is real and holy and sacred. We are recognizing something deeper. We are recognizing that we belong, we and the animal world belong with and to each other. The theologian Thomas Berry wrote that the universe is a communion of subjects, not a collection of objects. Each creature, from the tiniest ant to the largest whale, is not a thing, but a being with all its own way of experiencing the world. And somehow, our lives get to be woven in with theirs. The air that we breathe is made possible by forests. The oceans regulate our climate. Pollinators make our food possible. The companionship of animals opens our hearts, teaches us tenderness, patience, and love that asks for nothing in return. To bless the animals is to remember that the line between human and nature is an illusion. We are all kin. We are all cousins in the great family of life, held in a web of interdependence, of fur and feather, of leaf and stone, of spirit and breath. All of our relations, one great big blessed whole. Let us rejoice in that. We'll sing together one last song from our gray hymnal. We have some helpers. It is number 395 in your hymnal. Sing and rejoice, and we will sing this together and rejoice as a round. Pam and Carl are going to give us a little help with this. Oh, I put it over there. It stopped working. It's okay. You want a microphone?
Where is it?
Oh, it's the battery's dead.
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll work over here. So, Pam, why don't you stand close? Or we'll borrow. I didn't want to bother.
Okay, we have flexibility.
So you stand here. I'll stand here. So this is a cute little ditty, Sing and Rejoice. We listened online to someone do it in 4 parts by themselves through the magic of video. So we can sing together. It goes, sing and rejoice, sing and rejoice. Let all things living now sing and rejoice again. Sing and rejoice, sing and rejoice. Let all things living now sing and rejoice. So now we'll do it in two parts. Did you want to start or come and
start.
I'll start.
So after Sing and Rejoice, then I'll start. And then anyone else who wants to join Carl or join me, you can jump in.
Maybe we could concentrate, like this side could start, and then this side here, we have some strong people. You can follow Pam. And if you want to add parts 3 and 4, be my guest. So, one moment, let me get the pitch again. That'll help me out. Okay, here we go. Part 1. Sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Let all things living now. Sing and rejoice. Keep going. Sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Let all things living now. Let all things rejoice. One more time. Sing and rejoice. Sing and rejoice. Let all things living now. Sing and rejoice.
Now sing and rejoice. Very good.
Singing like you mean it. Our closing words this morning are from Maureen Killeran. Blessed are the animals. Blessed are the creatures who live with us and need our care. Blessed are the mammals and the reptiles and the birds who teach us we are not alone. Blessed are all living things from whom we learn to love. We extinguish our flame with the unison words in your order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of wisdom.
I was walking down the road, not carrying much. Where I was going, a heavy pack upon my back, worldly goods within a sack of loneliness. When fluttered by this bird of blue, he said, I'll tell you what I'll do. Since you seem to be so sad, I will try and be your glad bluebird of happiness. And he goes flying out over the ocean blue, bound for places I'm not known to. I decided to follow him. My thoughts have faded dim since then, blown foggy by the wind of haste. Passed from shore to shore we race. We move from place to place. The moon is hot, the stars are cold. I've been there, that's how I know. I've touched the desert sunset's cold, tasted of the melted snow of Kilimanjaro. And he goes flying out over the ocean blue, bound for places I'm not known to. I'll follow that bird until he dies, and when he does, so will I. I know I'll never be the same. Life for me is bound to change. When death ends the chase, I'll lift his body from the sea, pat him dry in a trade wind breeze, find some Merry Christmas news, wrap him up and give him to you, my bluebird of happiness. And he goes flying out over the ocean blue, bound for places I'm not known to. Thank you.